We are just 4 days away from the Fever season opener, 5 days from the NBA draft lottery, 18 days away from the 110th Indianapolis 500, and the freaking Cubs just won't lose. And so much more coming up on the Central Indiana Sports Report's 10-minute daily report. 10 minutes tailored specifically for Central Indiana sports fans. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, and I love Central Indiana sports. Today is Wednesday, May 6, 2026, and we start, as we do every day, with a segment called We Start With Headlines. The Cubs beat the Reds with a walk-off for the second straight day. The Pistons and Thunder take game ones in the NBA playoffs. Rick Carlisle says the Pacers have a backup plan in case they don't get a top 4 pick on Sunday. ESPN ranks the Fever the 4th best team in its first power rankings of the year heading into Saturday's season opener. Alex Palou is a slight favorite to win the Indy GP on Saturday. Plus, we have previews of the Big Ten and Big East softball tournaments, Ball State's men's volleyball in the Final Four, and the Indy Ignite in the MLB playoffs, plus local news and notes, and much more. Before we get to all of that, you may have noticed that the last few days has been pretty slow on the Central Indiana Sports Report Network. Been working on how to add highlight videos to our podcast on YouTube. Most of our listeners are still on podcasting sites, so if you haven't, please go check out our YouTube page now with video highlights in the background. Things will start picking back up later this evening. Our plans for the next couple of days. Things will start to pick up later this evening. Our plans for the next couple of days. An IndyCar report with Elijah Poe late tonight or first thing Thursday morning, previewing the Indy Grand Prix and the month of May. And later Thursday, a special Purdue report with Jake Dunn and a special guest talking some Boilermaker baseball. On Friday, we start the day with the Fever season preview with John Robertson and Michelle Garman on the Fever report, followed by a Pacers report. And after watching this year's playoffs, Mike Rich and I, and probably a couple others, we'll talk about which teams concern us as Pacers fans and which teams don't going into next year. And we'll find out how everyone is feeling about Sunday's draft lottery. And, of course, this weekend we'll have a reaction to the Indy GP, the Fever season opener, and the draft lottery on the Central Indiana Sports Report. Thank you so much for joining us. Your 10-minute update begins now. The Chicago Cubs beat the Cincinnati Reds in 10 innings, 3-2 on Tuesday, the second game in the 4-game series. Ellie De La Cruz misplayed Michael Busch's ground ball in the 10th to allow the place runner Dansby Swanson to score the winning run. But the error probably made no difference in the final result. The Cubs were going to score anyway. The Reds took a 2-0 lead, jumping out early again, then went without a hit for what seemed like an hour and a half. Anyway, back-to-back walk-off wins for the Cubs. First time they've done that in 5 years. They've now won 7 games in a row, 16 of their last 19, and 13 in a row at Wrigley Field. Busch also homered in the 8th off Tony Santillan to send the games into extra innings. He went 3 for 4 and reached base 5 times in the win. The Cubs' pen went 4 2/3 innings and gave up just 1 hit and no Reds threats at all. Game 3 is today at 7:40. Chicago can tie the franchise's second longest home winning streak in history. They won 14 in a row in 1914 and 2008. The record 18 in a row in 1935. Also in the National League Central on Tuesday, Eduardo Rodriguez shut down the Pirates in the Diamondbacks' 9-0 win in Phoenix. And the Brewers and Cardinals in St. Louis was postponed. It will be made up July 7th. They play their series finale this afternoon at 1:15. The Cubs now have the second best record in baseball, a game and a half behind the Atlanta Braves after the Braves beat the Mariners 3-2. The Mariners and Rangers are 2 games back of the first place A's after the A's lost 9-1 in Philadelphia. Padres now within a half game of the Dodgers after Tuesday's 10-5 win in San Francisco. AL Central co-leaders Detroit and Cleveland both lost, and the Yankees improved to an AL best 20 with a 7-4 win over the Rangers. It looks like this Pistons-Cavs series is going to be pretty good, although ultimately probably meaningless. I can't see either one of them beating the Knicks. Anyway, Game 1 was a really good one. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, and the Pistons pulled away late to beat Cleveland 111-101 in Game 1 Tuesday in Detroit. With the game tied at 93 with 5 minutes left to go, Cunningham assisted Duren on 3 straight baskets to give the Pistons control. Cunningham, 23 points and 7 assists. Duren, 11 points and 12 rebounds. In the win for top seed Detroit, the Cavs had 19 turnovers. James Harden had 7 of them. He was also just 6 of 15 from the field. And the Cavs offense just isn't very good, even with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. And Harden's probably the problem. I've actually found myself kind of cheering for the Pistons in this series. I can't remember the last time that happened. As expected, it was all thunder in Game 1 Tuesday night against the Lakers, 108-90. LeBron James played well early and kept LA close, but Oklahoma City held the Lakers to 37 points in the second half. Chet Holmgren, 24 points and 12 rebounds. LeBron James led all scorers with 27. 2 Game 2s tonight, 76ers at Knicks. The Knicks won Game 1 by 38 points. That's at 7. Followed by the Wolves and Spurs at 9:30, both games on ESPN. Minnesota looks to go up 2-0 after a 104-102 Game 1 upset Monday night. In the same doubleheader Thursday, Cleveland and Detroit, and the Lakers in Oklahoma City for Game 2s. A year ago today, Tyrese Halliburton missed a free throw. The ball bounced around, wound up back in his hands. He made a couple of moves and drained a three-pointer, one of Halliburton's many dramatic playoff moments last year on the way to the finals. That one against the Cavaliers to put the Pacers up 2-0, winning both games in Cleveland. By the way, just 4 days away from the NBA draft lottery, and head coach Rick Carlisle said on the morning show on The Fan Tuesday that the Pacers don't get a top 4 pick. There's a contingency plan to upgrade the roster. He also said that they'll use the money they save on a high draft pick to go after another high-level player. Of course, the Pacers have a 52% chance of keeping a top 4 pick and a 12.1% chance of landing the top spot, which means they also have a 47% chance of coming up with nothing. We'll talk about all of it on Friday afternoon on the Pacers Report with Mike Rich. After Sunday's 9-6 win by Colorado over Minnesota, both teams scored goals on their first shot in Tuesday's Game 2. The Avalanche then scored 4 more to win 5-2 in Denver. Top seed Colorado now up 2-0. The series now shifts to St. Paul. Game 3, not till Saturday night in Minnesota. The final conference semifinal series to get underway gets underway tonight. Game 1 between the Sabres and Canadiens in Buffalo at 7, followed by Game 2 of the Ducks in Vegas. The Knights took Game 1 3-1 with a pair of third-period goals on Monday night. And the NHL Draft Lottery was held on Tuesday, and the Toronto Maple Leafs got the top pick. They're expected to take Penn State star Gavin McKenna. The Sharks will draft second, the Canucks third, and the Blackhawks fourth. The ESPN staff that covers the WNBA ranks the Indiana Fever fourth in their preseason WNBA power rankings heading into the 2026 season, which begins Saturday at the Fieldhouse against the Dallas Wings. They ranked the Vegas Aces 1, the Liberty 2, the Atlanta Dream 3, and it's going to be hilarious when the Fever dominate the series. We'll have a Fever Report with John Robertson and Michelle Garman previewing the 2026 season coming your way first thing Friday. If all goes according to plan. And, of course, we'll react to the season opener on Saturday. One more WNBA note. On Tuesday, the league's all-time leading rebounder, Tina Charles, announced she's retiring after 14 years. The Indy Grand Prix is Saturday at the Speedway. Alex Palou is the betting favorite at plus 450, followed closely by Josef Newgarden at plus 550 and Pato Award at plus 650. We should have an IndyCar report for you later today with Elijah Poe. It's a little iffy because he just graduated from Ball State on Saturday and is moving to his new job in Iowa, but we plan on previewing the Indy Grand Prix and the month of May. Local news and notes: Carmel sophomore Drake Kellner, considered the top defensive back and one of the top players in the sophomore class in Indiana, has added to his scholarship offers. He tweeted on Tuesday that he's added Northwestern to his list that already consists of Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and Purdue. New Pal sophomore center Caden Ralph tweeted Tuesday he's received an offer from UConn. Freshman offensive lineman Luke Schott from Roncalli tweeted he's received an offer from Boston College. Decatur Central freshman Ezekiel Hester has gotten an offer from Miami of Ohio. And Center Grove quarterback Carson Sloan tweeted he's received an offer from Purdue. J.R. Howell has stepped down as the head boys basketball coach at Lebanon, and Tim Adams has resigned as Park Tudor's head coach. Former Yorktown volleyball star Charlotte Vinson wrote on Instagram that she is transferring from IU to Dayton. And IU women's basketball will play in a holiday tournament in Fort Myers, Florida, November 27th and 28th. LSU, Mississippi State, Georgia Tech, and NC State are also part of the 18 field. Pretty much everything around here on the high school baseball and softball field were rained out last night. But the latest softball polls are out from the coaches, in Yorktown and Logansport are 1-2 in Class 3A, with Cathedral 3rd and Roncalli 4th. Alexandria remains number 2 in Class 2A behind Tecumseh. Lake Central and Bar Reeve are the other number 1s. In baseball, Eastbrook is number 2 in the latest Class 2A poll, behind only Brownstown Central, with Oak Hill 4th, Wapahani 10th, and Alexandria receiving votes. Center Grove, Andrean, and Couts are the other number 1s. Pairings for the NAIA baseball and softball tournaments will be held at 4 today. Both Taylor and Indiana Wesleyan will be in the 40-16 baseball national tournament field. Taylor will be one of the regional host sites. We'll have the Trojans and Wildcats opponents and destinations for you on tomorrow's show. The Big Ten softball tournament gets underway Wednesday at 11 a.m. with Minnesota against Washington in Maryland. 10-seed Purdue takes on Wisconsin at 4:30. 4-seed Indiana has a first-round bye and will face the Minnesota-Washington winner Thursday at 11 a.m. The tournament is single elimination, and the champion will be crowned on Saturday. The top 3 seeds are Nebraska, Oregon, and UCLA. The Big East tournament is just the top 4 teams: Providence, UConn, Creighton, and the Butler Bulldogs. McKenna, Alexander, and Butler open the tournament on Thursday at 1 o'clock against Big East regular season champion Providence. It's a double elimination tournament with the champion being crowned Saturday afternoon. Ball State men's volleyball is in the Final Four this weekend at Pauley Pavilion in Los Angeles and will face UC Irvine at 6:30 Saturday in the first national semifinal. The 20-8 Anteaters upset number 1 UCLA, the tournament favorite, in 5 sets in the regional final. Ball State is 26-4 and in the Final Four for the 17th time, going for its first national championship. Top seeds Long Beach State and Hawaii will play in the second semifinal Saturday, with the national championship Monday at 7 on ESPN. On Tuesday, Ball State's Patrick Rogers was named one of 4 finalists for the AVCA Men's Volleyball Player of the Year. And the Indy Ignite will play in the Women's Volleyball MLV Championship this weekend in Frisco, Texas. Thursday at 7, they'll face the Omaha Supernovas in the league semifinals. The Ignite and Supernovas split 4 games this year, Indy sweeping Omaha in their last matchup on April 4th. Thursday's second semifinal is the Dallas Pulse against the San Diego Mojo, with the championship match at 3 o'clock Saturday. I hope to have my friend Aaron Pittman, the Ignite's PA guy, on this show tomorrow to preview the MLB playoffs. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. We'll be back tomorrow. One last reminder, we'll have a busy couple of days here on the Central Indiana Sports Report Network. IndyCar Report and a Purdue Report Thursday, a Fever Report and a Pacers Report on Friday, plus reactions to the Fever season opener and the Indy Grand Prix on Saturday, and a reaction to the NBA Draft Lottery on Sunday. Please join us for all of it. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of IDG Media. And I love Susie.